Genesis chapter 27. And it comes to pass that Isaac is aged, and his eyes are too dim for seeing. And he calls for his older son Esau, and says to him, My son. And he says to him, Here I am. And he says, Now behold, I have become aged. I have not known the day of my death. And now, please, take up your instruments, your quiver and your bow, and go out to the field and hunt provision for me, and make tasteful things for me such as I have loved, and bring them to me, and I eat, so that my soul blesses you before I die. And Rebekah is listening while Isaac is speaking to his son Esau. And Esau goes to the field to hunt game, to bring in, and Rebekah has spoken to her son Jacob, saying, Behold, I have heard your father speaking to your brother Esau, saying, Bring game for me, and make tasteful things for me, and I eat, and bless you before Yahweh, before my death. And now, my son, listen to my voice, to that which I am commanding you. Now go to the flock, and take for me 2 good kids of the goats from there, and I make them tasteful things for your father, such as he has loved, and you have taken them to your father, and he has eaten, so that his soul blesses you before his death. And Jacob says to his mother Rebekah, Behold, my brother Esau is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. It may be, my father feels me, and I have been in his eyes as a deceiver, and have brought on me disapproval, and not a blessing. And his mother says to him, On me your disapproval, my son. Only listen to my voice, and go, take for me. And he goes and takes, and brings to his mother, and his mother makes tasteful things, such as his father has loved. And Rebekah takes the desirable garments of Esau, her older son, which are with her in the house, and puts them on Jacob, her younger son. And she has put the skins of the kids of the goats on his hands, and on the smooth of his neck. And she gives the tasteful things, and the bread which she has made, into the hand of her son Jacob. And he comes to his father and says, My father. And he says, Here I am. Who are you, my son? And Jacob says to his father, I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done as you have spoken to me. Please, rise, sit and eat of my game, so that your soul blesses me. And Isaac says to his son, What is this you have hurried to find, my son? And he says, That which your God Yahweh has caused to come before me. And Isaac says to Jacob, Please come near, and I feel you, my son, whether you are he, my son Esau, or not. And Jacob comes near to his father Isaac, and he feels him, and says, The voice is the voice of Jacob, and the hands of Esau. And he has not discerned him, for his hands have been hairy, as the hands of his brother Esau. And he blesses him, and says, You are he, my son Esau? And he says, I am. And he says, Bring it near to me, and I eat of my son's game, so that my soul blesses you. And he brings it near to him, and he eats. And he brings wine to him, and he drinks. And his father Isaac says to him, Please, come near and kiss me, my son. And he comes near and kisses him, and he smells the fragrance of his garments, and blesses him, and says, See, the fragrance of my son is as the fragrance of a field which Yahweh has blessed. And God gives to you of the dew of the heavens, and of the fatness of the earth, and abundance of grain and wine. People serve you, and nations bow themselves to you. Be mighty over your brothers, and the sons of your mother bow themselves to you. Those who curse you are cursed, and those who bless you are blessed. And it comes to pass, as Isaac has finished blessing Jacob, and Jacob is only just going out from the presence of his father Isaac, that his brother Esau has come in from his hunting. And he also makes tasteful things, and brings to his father, and says to his father, Let my father arise, and eat of his son's game, so that your soul blesses me. And his father Isaac says to him, Who are you? And he says, I am your son, your firstborn, Esau. And Isaac trembles a very great trembling, and says, Who now is he who has provided game, and brings to me, and I eat of all before you come in, and I bless him? Indeed, he is blessed. When Esau hears the words of his father, then he cries a very great and bitter cry, and says to his father, Bless me, me also, O my father. And he says, your brother has come with subtlety and takes your blessing. And he says, is it because he whose name is called Jacob takes me by the heel these 2 times? He has taken my birthright, and behold, now he has taken my blessing. He also says, have you not kept back a blessing for me? And Isaac answers and says to Esau, behold, a mighty one have I set him over you, and all his brothers have I given to him for servants, and with grain and wine have I sustained him. And for you now, what will I do, my son? And Esau says to his father, 1 blessing have you, my father? Bless me also, O my father. And Esau lifts up his voice and weeps. And his father Isaac answers and says to him, behold, of the fatness of the earth is your dwelling, and of the dew of the heavens from above. And by your sword you live, and your brother serves you. And it has come to pass, when you rule, that you have broken his yoke from off your neck. And Esau hates Jacob because of the blessing with which his father blessed him. And Esau says in his heart, the days of mourning for my father draw near, and I slay my brother Jacob. And the words of Esau, her older son, are declared to Rebekah. And she sends and calls for Jacob, her younger son, and says to him, behold, your brother Esau is comforting himself in regard to you, to slay you. And now, my son, listen to my voice and rise. Flee for yourself to my brother Laban, to Haran. And you have dwelt with him some days until your brother's fury turns back, until your brother's anger turns back from you, and he has forgotten that which you have done to him, and I have sent and taken you from there. Why am I bereaved, even of you both, the same day? And Rebekah says to Isaac, I have been disgusted with my life because of the presence of these daughters of Heth. If Jacob takes a wife of the daughters of Heth like these from the daughters of the land, why do I live?